Giving all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh. By Shem Mashiach Kwamalaki Awashai. This is Brother Zanran, Watchman for Israel, Seattle, coming live right now with another cold cut, another quick lesson to help edify our people, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You guys are God's chosen people. I want to say shalom to you guys. I also want to say shalom to all the brothers who are out there on the highways and hedges, who are presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice in these last days, in season, out of season, through the tumultuous weather, right? Dealing with a lot of tumult, dealing with a lot of wickedness out there, man. I want to say shalom to you, brothers. Also, I want to say shalom to all the mighty sisters in this truth, the aquath in this truth, who are reverencing their households, being submissive, you know what I'm saying, to their husbands, operate in the spirit of our mighty foremothers in these last days, right? Like Mary, right? Like Sarah, right? And things of that nature. Judith, right? Esther. I want to say shalom to y'all. Also, want to say shalom to all the brothers and the sisters who may just started coming into this truth. You're starting to study. You're doing everything that you can to make the changes in your life and in your household, right? With hopes of making the hopeful elect. I want to say shalom to y'all because look, none of us is saved in this thing, man. So we got to encourage each other in these last days. As you are seeing, that is the title. Encourage yourself in the Lord, right? We may have heard that a lot dealing with Christianity Church, right? Whether it's through songs, right? From Tamala Man and things of that nature. But we have to understand that all this stuff is biblical, right? And we're going to show you biblically through the Spirit how to encourage not only yourself, but to encourage your nation of people in the Lord, in the name of Yahweh. I want to say shalom to everybody who's chiming in and who will be chiming in, right? Love, peace, shalom, Yakal Abad, my brother, shalom, King, right? Erek Ya La'ah, La'ah, shalom, T. Sellers, my brother, shalom, daughter of Zion, shalom, and shalom to everybody else who'll be chiming in as well, right? So I'm going to share my screen today dealing with the scripture so that we can all read this together. So please bear with me, right? Also, shalom to Azariala Hasaparam, right? Shalom. Right, let's get the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 11, right? Let me share my screen. Let's get the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 11, right? Bear with me. Bear with me. Let's get the book of Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 11. And it says, wherefore comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even as also ye do. Right? And that's what we got to do. Not only in these last days, but every single day that we have another breath in our body. We have to comfort ourselves and we have to comfort one another. Edify one another. What is that going into? Checking up on a brother every now and then. Maybe sending a text or a call, asking how he's doing. Tell him that you're thinking about him, right? Tell him that you hope all is well, right? Those are ways of comforting one another, right? And then the brother may be going through something and may need to be edified to keep his spirit strong in this thing. Because us as Israelites, nobody goes through the most just like the way that Israelites do as so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So we have to be there for one another to comfort each other, man, and to comfort ourselves, right? When brothers call me, right, or when sisters may, you know what I'm saying, get in contact with me and send me encouragement, hey, that keeps me strong in this thing. That refuels my energy, right? That's why you have sisterhood groups, man, right? It's good for sisters to actually congregate, right, or be in communication with other sisters in this truth because they need encouragement as well, right? You don't think that it's hard work that they got to do as far as maintaining the household, cooking, cleaning, right, sewing, right, keeping, making sure that the kids are taken care of, right, getting up early, right, being the last one to fall asleep, first one to wake up and the last one to fall asleep, trying to maintain the household as much as possible, right? Hey, us as husbands, man, we got to comfort our wives, man, right? We got to edify our wives and keep them strong. Let them know about our mighty foremothers, right? Who have done everything in their power to serve the Most High God. Same thing goes for the husbands, right? Wives, you got to comfort your husbands, man, right? They got to go out there on the highways and hedges, teach, you know what I'm saying, and teach in these streets where there's all types of wicked spirits surrounded everywhere, right? They got to go, you know, and work on the plantation, 9 to 5 jobs. Some brothers working 10, 12, 14 hours a day, having to deal with their oppressors, right? Getting called niggers, right? Watching other people get promoted over them when they've been working harder than them, right? And they're not even Israelites. Then they got to come home, right, after being ridiculed all day just to try to make ends meet for the family. And then they still have to get down and start doing this work, man, right? Hey, sisters, when you encourage your husbands, right, that goes a long way. And we also have to comfort each other as Israelites. You know, we see a lot dealing with social media, right? I know I see this myself. You know, you got Israelites that are in this truth, right? And yet we just bash each other instead of uplifting each other. Somebody may have literally a certain breakdown on a certain scripture, right, or doctrine, but they know that they're so-called Blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, that they're Israelites, right? And they're striving to change their life in hopes to get salvation. And then we got brothers just kind of going at each other, man. Instead of just edifying one another, using soft words like spoken about in Proverbs chapter 15, verse 1. Because what we got to realize is that we've all been there. And even though we are in this truth right now, we still go through trials and tribulations. We still have to go through afflictions. We still need encouragement. So we have to humble ourselves down in order to be able to comfort not only yourself, but to edify and comfort one another. As the scripture says, even as also ye do, right? These are things that we have to realize, man. Thus saith the Lord. So that's something that we can definitely work on, Israel. Right? That is something, right? Now let's get the book, right? Let's get the book of Matthew. I'm going to get the book of Matthew. I'm going to share my screen again. Right? Let's get the book of Matthew, chapter 10. Right? Let's get the book of Matthew, chapter 10. Let's start at verse 32, right? Lord willing, brothers can see that and sisters can see that. Right? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, right? Verse 32. I'm going to read all the way through. We're going to read all the way through 40 because all this is good. Right? This is Christ speaking, right? Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, the anointed one. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father, which is in heaven. So when we're going through it, when we have trials and tribulations that come upon us in our household, the first thing that we should do is confess the Most High, right? Confess his name. Confess that we have trust in him. Confess that we have faith in him through his son. Confess the things that we're going through, right? Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, right? We can't be ashamed to confess what we're actually going through. This is part of also comforting one another. How is your brother going to know what to pray for you for if you're not even confessing to him what it is that you're going through when we're in this truth? Right? Last I checked in Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1, it says, gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Part of gathering together is confessing what we're going through amongst one another. Those who are in this truth. Those who truly believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Those who believe on Yahweh Shai as the scriptures has said. Paraphrasing in John 7 and 38. What does it say? Him will I confess also before my Father, which is in heaven. So if we confess, right, not only the Most High God, which is what us men do, which is what our Aquads does, man, right? The mighty sisters in this truth, right? Then Christ is going to confess, right, to his Father, which is in heaven. These are things we have to understand. Yahweh Shai is that mediator for us. And we need a mediator right? To set the boundaries between us and the Most High. So we have to confess the things that we go through and confess the things that we're struggling with. That's how we're going to get encouragement from the Lord, man. Verse 33. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father, which is in heaven. So when you're going through these things and you're being afraid to share it with the brother because you may not have all the answers, right? Every brother goes through different things. Every sister goes through different things. The Most High is going to give you things, though, that you can't handle, right? We got brothers that have gone through, have to deal with loss of family members, right? And the Most High put that on that brother or that sister because he understands that they can actually go through it and they can get through it. But somebody else may not be able to handle it the right way when it happens to them. So you have to confess these things, man, right? You can't deny the Most High, and you can't deny your brothers in this truth. You cannot deny your sisters in this truth who are there to help you and uplift you, right? It says, him will I also deny before my Father, which is in heaven. So if you deny Yahweh Shai when you're going through affliction, hey, the Most High is going to deny you, Yahweh, right? He's not going to help you through that affliction, man. When you were sitting there, you were looking to ways of vanity, right? We seen in Lamentations 4:17, right, that our eyes have yet failed for vain help because we're looking to ways of vanity, man, when we should be looking to the Most High God, when we should be going to our scriptures, right? Hey, this is our comfort. When we are going through affliction, this is our comfort, man. Thus said the Lord, man. And we got to realize these things. Verse 34, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword, right? And understand there's a sword on the right-hand side and a sword on the left-hand side. David was praying in Psalm chapter 17, verse 13, to deliver us from thy sword, which is thy wicked, right? And we know who the wicked is. It's dealing with our oppressors, our chief oppressor dealing with Esau, the Edomites, because they've been given the dominion of the earth. So Christ didn't come to send peace, right? We got to be tried. We got to be put through the fire. We got to make our calling and our election sure in order to actually get up out of here and get to the land to where we're striving to where we're going to live in peace, right? Forever. So don't think that Christ came to send peace. This is why that we go through afflictions. Don't allow the afflictions to put thoughts in your head of maybe you want to fall out of this truth, right? The afflictions that you go through, man, right? What you want to do is take those thoughts, man, right, and rejoice, man. Take the things that you're going through and rejoice, because you understand that Yahweh Shai did not come to send peace, but he came to send his sword. Verse 35, right? Bear with me. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. So Christ is letting you know that whatever it is that you go through, right, whenever you fall, right, or whatever tribulations that you go through, they should be of his own household, which means that everybody has something that they're going through. So nobody is above correction or reproof. Nobody is also above being comforted, right? Brothers need comfort in this thing. Sisters need comfort in this thing to be able to endure all the way to the end, because he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved, which is what the ultimate goal is for us as so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Verse 37, he that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me, right? This is the key point right here I wanted to get, right? And it says, he that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. He that receiveth you receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. So if you are too concerned with the things that are going on with your life here in this temporary life, this temporary captivity that we live in, right, then you're going to lose it. Our minds have to be focused. Our spirits, right, our existence has to be dedicated towards Yahweh B'Ashem Yahweh Shai. Ecclesiastes 12:13 says that is the reason, that is the whole duty for men. is to keep the commandments. So even when we're going through things, right? You want comfort, instant comfort, just keep the commandments. Because we're also commanded to actually comfort one another, to edify one another when we're going through things. We are commanded, right, to confess to our brothers when we are going through things. Sisters, to confess to your sisterhood when you're going through things. Sisters, confess to your husband when something's on your mind. Brother, confess to your wife when something's on your mind. We got to work together in this thing, right? But if you feel like, you know what I'm saying, if you're too ashamed because you don't want people to look down upon you, right, who may look at you like, oh, that brother got a good life. Oh, that brother's living great. You so wrapped up in trying to maintain a certain image in this current life, you're going to end up losing your life, right? Because we have to be willing to lose our life for his name's sake. So we have to receive the Most High. We have to receive the instructions that he gave us to be able to get through our trials and our afflictions, man. Thus said the Lord. And these are things that we have to realize, right? I know I say that all the time. These are things I have to realize. It's just one of my little sayings, man. Y'all bear with me, right? Thus said the Lord. Now, let's go to 1 Thessalonians, right? Let's go to 1 Thessalonians, right? And you're right. This is the spirit that we need to be on, right? Blessed be Israel, right? We want our nation to be blessed in this thing, right? We want our nation to be blessed, right? Because the only way we're going to end up being blessed is by encouraging one another, man. Thus said the Lord, right? So I'm going to share my screen again, right? Let's get the book of 1 Thessalonians. Right, let's get the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 4. That's what I want. All right, let's go there. Bear with me. This is the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 4. We're going to start at verse 16. And it says, "For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God, and the dead in Christ shall rise first." Right? This is dealing with the time, Lord willing, if we make these chariots. Verse 17. "Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds, to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Wherefore, comfort one another with these words." So we got to give each other words of comfort. And what better words of comfort than to give to your brother and your sister, to tell them that if we just endure to the end, right, whether we end up losing our lives for the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, or whether we make these chariots, we're going to be caught up together in the clouds, and we're going to meet the Lord in the air, and we were going to forever be with the Lord. Those are words of comfort. There's no better words of comfort than that right there, man. Right? Because we want to be with the Lord forever, man. We don't want to sit here and be here in Babylon the Great, man, in America. You got brothers that literally enjoy this life. That's why the Most High is literally gonna have to literally destroy some Israelites if whoever make that second wilderness, because they're gonna go back to complaining in the second wilderness, right? Oh, I miss the days when, you know what I'm saying, I could just eat, you know what I'm saying, go to damn Sizzler, man, and get me a nice T-bone steak, man. Right? Oh, I miss the days, you know what I'm saying, where, you know what I'm saying, I used to be at the skating ring, you know what I'm saying, I'm kind of doing my thing, you know what I'm saying, to the damn Wicked Faith Evans song, man. Right? No, man. We want to get up out of this place. This place has brought nothing but hell for us, man. We got to get up every single morning and go work for our oppressors, right? And get nothing but crumbs given to us, man. Right? We get denied for loans. You got brothers and sisters that go to school to try to get an education, to get a good job, but yet, you know what I'm saying, they got to pay back all these student loans. They come out of college and they're in debt. Then they don't even get that job because they're so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American, even though they're qualified. And now they got to pay back damn $25,000, $50,000 that they owe. Right? There's no comfort here, man. Right? Last I checked, this is not the place of our rest. We're not in the place of our rest. So the words of comfort that we need, right, It's right here. You need to tell the brother, hey, Lord willing, man, you know what I'm saying? While we're going through these things, Lord willing, we're going to get up out of here and we're going to be in them clouds, right? And we're going to be with the Lord forever, right? Like the brother Slim D said, man, systematic discrimination, man, right? That's exactly what it is. Systematic discrimination, overqualified, etc. Right? That's what they say to us, man. Oh, you're overqualified, right? Hey, that can be, that can, you know what I'm saying, that can literally discourage a brother. That can discourage a sister, right? So we need comfort, right? We can sit here and get on the so-called white man all day, right? We can talk about their judgments, right? We're going to continue to keep, you know what I'm saying, updating y'all with the latest events in end time prophecy because that's our job, right? But part of this thing is having comfort, knowing how to have comfort, because we're going to need to learn how to comfort ourselves when we are approaching Jacob's trouble, when we are going to be in that second wilderness, Lord willing, right? When your brother or your sister is going through things. We have to take pride. Salakia, we have to take action in comforting one another, man. Thus said the Lord, man. Right now, let's get the book of Matthew, right? Chapter 20, verse 22, right? The classic, right? Let's get the book of Matthew, chapter 20, verse 22, right? And shalom, my brother Akanor, man, right? Love you, brother, right? Brother got a brand new album out right now, man, that y'all should go check out. It's on all platforms, man. Liver and Fighter, man, right? My brother Akanor 104, man, right? Go check him out, right? All praise to the Most High, right? And he's also featured on my album too of Jacob's Trouble on the song Esau, right? Go check that out as well, right? We gotta comfort each other, man, in this thing, right? And all praise to the brothers, man, who do Israel music, man, because that's comforting too as well. When we hear nothing but wicked music, man, all the time, nobody wants to listen to that, man, right? Sometimes we need comfort, man. And you're not gonna get it from damn gospel music. I'm just gonna keep it real. Right? Because a lot of this gospel music, right, is sung and produced by sodomites, man. Right? Let's get the book of Matthew, chapter 20, right? The classic. All right, let's get this. Let's go to Matthew, chapter 20. I want verse 22. They're going to read all the way to 23. Right? Again, we're speaking on comforting one another, encouraging yourself in the Lord, man. Right? This is Matthew, chapter 20, verse 22. But Yahushua answered and said, ye know not what ye ask. Are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They say unto him, we are able. And that's what a lot of us Israelites do when we come into this truth, right? We say that, you know what, we're willing to go through the affliction that our forefathers went through, that the disciples went through. We're willing to go through anything for thus said the Lord. But how do you know unless you're actually put into that situation? You got a lot of brothers that are sitting there saying right now, yeah, I died for the Most High, man. I'm ready to die for him right now. Well, brother, you don't know that yet. You don't know what type of spirit that the Most High is going to put on you if you happen to even get put into that situation. You don't know what type of spirit that the Most High is going to put on you if you're staring at a guillotine, man. You're staring at an AK-47, man, right? A pistol to your head, right? From martial law, telling you to denounce the name of the Most High God, man. You don't know what type of spirit is going to be put upon you. Hey, Peter denied Yahushua 3 times. And Peter is the church. Peter is that rock. We got to think of these things. This is why it's so important to comfort and to encourage one another. Because brothers fall, right? A righteous brother may fall 7 times, but he's going to get right back up. And how does he get back up? Through encouragement. Whether it's the encouragement through the scriptures, whether it's an encouragement through text messages or calls, right, from their brothers and sisters in this truth, right, or brothers in their own camps or in their own congregations, right? That's how we get encouragement, because we have to be able to drink of the cup that Yahushua drunk of. Hey, Yahushua got spit at, right, mocked, beard ripped off, crown of thorns placed on his head, crucified, man, whipped, locked up, right? These are things we have to realize, man. And some brothers, you get locked up for this truth, and then you fall out this truth. You don't want to go back to it. Right? You're not willing to stand toes down. Right? We got to be willing to shoot in the gym, man. Right? Because that's what Yahweh's going to end up saying if you don't make these chariots. You're going to be begging and be like, well, what about me? And Yahweh's going to be like, well, shoot, you wasn't in the gym shooting with me, fam. Right? Verse 23. And he said unto him, ye shall drink indeed of my cup and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. But to sit on my right hand and on my left is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared of my Father. So even though that we are doing this work, right, even though that we're doing our best to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, it's still up to the Most High if we're going to be able to even make the kingdom, man. This is why when you read in 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 16 through 17, it tells you that the righteous will scarcely be saved, that judgment happens at the house of God first. Judgment happens at the house of God first. Part of judgment is going through affliction. Part of judgment is going through trials and tribulations. Because the Lord puts us literally in certain tests to see if we're going to rise up in that thing, man. Didn't he put Job through tests? I'm not going to pull it up on the screen, right? But I'm going to get this real quick. Let's go to Job chapter 1, right? Sorry, Job chapter 1, I want verse 22. Right, this is Job. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 19. This is Job. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 20. Job chapter 1, verse 20. Then Job arose and rent his mantle and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and worshipped. So this is exactly what Job did the moment that he lost all his family, the moment that he lost all his belongings, man, right? And Satan, right, came up to the Most High, because as he's going to and fro in and out the earth, right, and told the Most High, I bet you that if you allow me to afflict Job, that he's going to curse you to your face, that he's going to denounce your name, right? And the Most High allowed Satan and the spirits on the left-hand side of wickedness to afflict Job, as long as he didn't kill him, right? And some of you brothers, man, some of you sisters, man, you fall out this truth. You don't want to serve the Most High because your car broke down. You lost the job, right? Because you wore your fringes at work. Somebody close to you passed away, man, right? And then you fall out this truth, right? Can you ask yourself, have you gone through the things that Job went through, let alone Yahweh Shai? Hey, Job lost everything, man. And I mean everything. And what did he do? It says that then Job arose, rent his mantle, right, as signs to show of affliction, right, and humbling himself down, and shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and did what? And worshipped. And he said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Lord gave, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. In all this, Job sinned not, nor charged God, Yahweh, foolishly. Right? Are you able to not sin when you're going through affliction? Right? You may be going through trials and tribulations, and then you go back to that marijuana. You go back to that blunt. Well, let me just light that blunt up. You feel me? Because back then, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was going through things, you know what I'm saying? I just get me a backwood, you know what I'm saying? Roll up a 1.5, you know what I'm saying? And just smoke my life away, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't worried about nothing. Right? Sitting there with that wicked spirit talking about, forget them lights in the electric bill. Right? We can't be like that, man. Right? We can't drink excessively to the point where we drunk, waking up damn naked like damn Noah, man. Right? We can't get so caught up in our afflictions, right, that it separates us from the Most High God. Right? Because that's going to cause you to go back into the world, man. Thus said the Lord. Right? These are things that we have to realize, man. Thus said the Lord. And that's what we got to do. Right? We got to keep up the Lord's Yahweh Shai's work, man. Right? Like Slim D said, man. Right? We got to keep that thing up, man. Real talk. Right? These are things that we have to understand. Right? We got to look out for our community because nobody's going to look out for us. We have to look out for our community. Right? Right? And this is the type of prayers that we should be having. Right? May he give all brothers and sisters strength to endure until the end and to keep the laws and commandments, because that's really what it's all about. That's how we're truly going to have this encouragement in the Lord, man. right? Let me share my screen again. Let's get another precept, man. Right, let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, right? Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, right? Bear with me. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31. Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verses 7 through 8, I believe is what I want, right? Bear with me. Yep, come. This is Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verses 7 through 8. And Moses called unto Joshua and said unto him in the sight of all Israel, be strong and of good courage, right? That's the first thing that was said to him. Be strong and of good courage. For thou must go with this people unto the land which the Lord hath sworn unto the fathers to give them, and thou shalt cause them to inherit it. And the Lord, he it is that doth go before thee. He will be with thee. He will not fail thee, neither forsake thee. Fear not, neither be dismayed, man. Right? Neither be dismayed. We shouldn't fear the things of this world, because everything in this world is carnal and temporary, right? We should only fear the Most High God. And if you fear the Most High God, of course, like Proverbs spoken about, that's the beginning of knowledge and wisdom, according to Proverbs 1 and 7, right? We can't fear these things. The afflictions that you go through, you can't fear that, right? You have to be of good courage. Stay strong in this truth, man, right? This is why we got to check up on one another, because we have weak moments, man. If a brother says that, you know what, I'm just constantly strong all the time, I ain't never had a weak moment, you know what I'm saying? What? Hey, that brother's lying, man, right? You feel me? That brother's lying, right? If a sister talking about, nah, girl, let me tell you, I'm saved and filled with the Holy Ghost. Can't nobody tell me nothing. She's lying, right? These are things that we got to realize, man, right? Brother brought out a precept. Let's pull it. Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10. Let's go there, right? Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10, right? It says, fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. And that's a powerful precept, man. Right? We can't fear this world, man. Right? Don't fear our enemies. Fear the Most High. Understand that the Most High is always going to be with you if you're doing your best to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, man. Right? Because that's going to be the stability of our times that we're going through, man. All right, let's share my screen real quick, man. Let me get another precept. Let's go to Joshua. Let's go to Joshua chapter 1, the classic. Let's go to Joshua chapter 1. I'm starting at verse 8. All right, bear with me. All right, it's the book of Joshua chapter 1. And I want verse 8. And it says, in fact, I'm gonna start at verse 7. I like 7. We're gonna read 7 through 9. It says, only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law, which Moses my servant commanded thee. See, we were commanded to be strong, to be courageous, right? These are the type of characteristics that we're gonna need to be able to get through adversity and affliction and trials and tribulations. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest. You got to be strong and courageous in this thing. Hey, it's strong and courageous, man, to share what you're going through with another brother. Because then it's showing you ain't got no pride about yourself, man. Hey, you can share something to a brother, right? And it may be that same brother that's going to do what he can to help you out, man, to give you the help you need. But if you sitting there, you know what I'm saying, being weak in this thing, like, oh, man, you know, I'm going through this, you know, I labor with my brother every single day. I should talk to him about this thing, man. Damn, bro. I don't even want to hear what he got to say. You feel me? I'm just going to chill. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to chill. I'm just going to sit. You know, I'm just going to deal with my, I'm going to put all my problems eternally on my own, man. I'm going to deal with it myself, man. right? You're not being strong and courageous, man, right? Because that brother might be there to help you, or vice versa. That sister might be there to help you, right? This is why we got to encourage one another, communicate with one another, man. Verse 8, it says, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, right? When you're going through afflictions, you got to go back to the law, right? Hey, man, I'm going to be real with you, like, just to be personal with y'all, Israel. Now, when I first came into the truth, I want to say it's about 4.5 years ago, right? When I first came into the truth, I was in a marriage, right, in the world for 7 years, right? And she was an Israelite, but neither one of us knew we were Israelites, right? For 7 years. And as soon as I come into the truth, right, and I'm trying to make changes in the household, bam, the Most High put a spirit, on my ex-wife at that time to commit adultery. And it was revealed to me. And instead of hitting up other brothers that I knew was in this truth longer than me that can give me some encouragement, instead of praying, instead of getting in my scriptures, instead of going harder in this truth, I allowed myself to go into a depression mode to the point that I started dabbing back into the world again, right? Dabbing back into the world. Went back to smoking weed, right? Went back to damn, just doing all types of abominations, man, right? Committing fornication, right? All out in the clubs, right? Just doing the most, man. To the point that the Most High had to literally punish me, man. The Most High had to really put me in like major affliction. Then finally, I just realized, like, you know what? I done tried this. I done tried that. I done tried this. But I haven't tried what the Most High says that I need to be doing, that I need to do. So I had to repent, man. Right? I had to repent to get my life together, and I started gathering myself amongst my brothers. At that time, I wasn't a part of a camp, right? I was just congregating with my brothers in Sakari, Seattle. But at that time, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to dedicate every single Saturday. I'm going to make sure that I go down there and just stand, and stand and listen to the word and be around brothers, that's in his truth. And that helped me get through that affliction, man. Right? The law, statutes, and commandments, the scriptures, man. Right? So you can't let the book of the law depart from thy mouth, man. When you learn these law, statutes, and commandments, right? We're commanded to encourage one another. We're commanded to find comfort in the scriptures, right? Don't let that depart from thy mouth. Don't let it depart from your mindset. Don't let it depart from your spirit. It says, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. Because that's what we see with Job, right? I'm going to pull that up. We just read the account of Job, literally, right? Ripping his mantle, shaving his head, right? Getting on his knees and worshiping through all that affliction when he lost everything, right? And because of that, the Most High made his way prosperous. This is Job chapter 42. I'm going to start at verse 10. And the Lord turned the captivity of Job. When he prayed for his friends, also the Lord gave Job twice as much as he had before. You see that? And I'm going to jump to verse 12. So the Lord blessed the latter end of Job more than his beginning, for he had 14,000 sheep, 6,000 camels, and 1,000 yoke of oxen, and 1,000 she-asses, and he had also 7 sons and 3 daughters. See, the Most High will bless you with 10 times more when you're going through your afflictions if you keep your eyes and focus on the Most High. If you get down on your knees and you pray, facing the east, man. Humble yourself down in this thing, right? Fast, right? Sometimes we got to go through a fast to be able to get through our afflictions, right? Hey, it's good to fast with a brother, man, right? It's good to fast with another sister who's going through. A sister or a brother could be going through something, right? And yeah, you can send prayer. You may send alms, but why not go in a fast, man? Right? Why not fast for that brother? Why not fast for that sister? So that the Most High can speed this thing up, man, right? And turn away that affliction and then bless him double fold. Bless her double fold. Verse 9. Have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with thee whithersoever thou goest. Because the Lord is always going to be with us for those who are striving to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Thus saith the Lord, man. And these are things that we have to realize, right? These are things that we have to realize. Right? First Corinthians. That's what I want. We're going to go to the book of First Corinthians. Right? Let's get book of First Corinthians chapter 15. Right? And I hope you guys are being encouraged throughout this week, man. Hey, look, here's some words of encouragement, y'all. Here's some words of encouragement. Guess what? The wicked so-called holiday season by Esau is over with, bro. You feel me? No more Christmas lights, right? No more Christmas trees. No more elves. You know what I'm saying? No more Santa Clauses. No more damn reindeer, snowmans, right? No more fireworks, right? No more damn Thanksgiving, right? No more damn Halloween, right? That's encouragement, right? We got new moon coming up, right? Then another new moon, right? Then we got damn, you know what I'm saying? So like then we got Purim, right? All right, we kind of got a little bit of a break right now from Esau's wicked holidays, man. Right? In that damn quote unquote holiday season. Right? That should be some encouragement. Right? Now let's share my screen. Right, look at the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15. Right? 1 Corinthians chapter 15. Bear with me. It's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 58. And it says, therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, key word, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. Yeah, we labor in this truth, man. Right? Sisters is labor in this truth, man, when they're maintaining their households, reverencing their husbands, man, being submissive, operating in the mighty spirit of our foremothers. Right? But we got to be steadfast, unmovable. Don't allow anything to throw you off your task. Don't allow anything to throw you onto that wide path. You got to stay on that straight path. Right? And it says, therefore, my beloved brethren. It didn't say, therefore, the heathens. Right? Therefore, the so-called white man. Therefore, the nasty East Indian man. Right? Or the Chinese man. Or the Japanese man. It said, therefore, my beloved brethren, be steadfast, unmovable. These other nations, they can be moved, tossed to and fro, right? We have to be unmovable in this truth, right? When we encourage each other, that's going to stop a brother from moving around and keep him unmovable, right? Always abounding in the work of the Lord, encouraging one another, praying for one another, fasting with one another. Hey, that's abounding in the work of the Lord, man. Real talk, right? Because you got to understand that our labor is not in vain, man. Your labor is not in vain. You don't think the Lord can take you out of a situation when you're doing your best to labor for the Most High, right? These are things that we got to realize, man, right? Thus said the Lord. Thus said the Lord. Yahweh, man. Right? Let's get the book of Psalms. Before we do that, man, I'm going to share my screen. Let's look at this real quick. Right? This is why we got to encourage each other, because nobody's going to encourage one another except us, right? And the Most High, right? They're looked upon as wicked amongst these other nations, man. Right? Let me share this real quick. Let's look at this article. I'm pretty sure y'all see this article. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have seen this article. All right, let's get into it. It's madness, man. Right? Let's talk. Right? Black Hebrew Israelites. First of all, we're not black. Right? Nobody's a color in my sweatshirt, man. Right? If anybody was a color of my sweatshirt, you wouldn't be able to see us at nighttime. Right? If I was actually black, If I was a so-called black Hebrew Israelite and I knew I couldn't be seen at nighttime because I'm that black, hey, man, I'm robbing these heathens, man. I'm just keeping it real, right? We're not black Hebrew Israelites, right? We are Israelites, right? That speak the language of Hebrew. Nobody's black, man. It's not a nationality, right? There's no land called black, right? You're not going to see that when you go to the airport, like, oh, destination to black takes off in 5 minutes. No, you're not seeing that, right? It says black Hebrew, I'm not going to say that again. I get mad every time I see that, right? Hebrew Israelites are a new religious movement that claims that African Americans are the descendants of the ancient Israelites. Some subgroups believe that the Native and Latin Americans are descendants of the Israelites as well. Well, they are, right? They are. And we can prove that biblically. Black Hebrew Israelites, Lord have mercy, combine elements to their teaching from a wide range of sources to varying degrees. Black Hebrew Israelites incorporate certain aspects of the religious beliefs and practices of both Christianity and Judaism. We don't practice Christianity. Where's Christianity in the Bible, man? We don't practice Christianity. Christianity, they practice homosexuality activity. Christianity, they accept, they say, come as you are. Come as you are. Yep, come as you are. You can be a sodomite. You can get you a cup of coffee. You can come and sit down in these chairs, right? Listen to one scripture, listen to a whole concert, and then walk out and then go do the same thing that you was doing in the world. We don't practice that. We don't adopt that. Though they have created their own interpretation of the Bible and other influences include Freemasonry and the New Thought, for example. No, we ain't no Masons, man. Right? We are not into Freemasonry. I actually know, before I came into the truth, being in the music industry, right, the initiation to being a Freemason as a first degree. I know exactly what happened. I remember it as it was yesterday. And it was from that kind of really led me to the truth. I remember literally walking around blindfolded in my drawers, holding on to a goat, walking in a circle. I didn't know what circle we were walking around with a bunch of, and it was some black Masons with a bunch of Jakes, right? Walking around in a circle, you know what I'm saying? Then somebody put a sword to my damn throat, talk about, do you swear and vow, you know what I'm saying, to be valiant, you know what I'm saying, to the brotherhood. And I'm like, man, you know, I really was just linking. Y'all came at me. You know what I'm saying? I really was just linking with y'all because it seemed like y'all was living good and had some good jobs. Damn. But I'm like, all right. Then, you know, take the sword off my throat. They undo my blindfold. Then I'm looking around. I'm like, well, why is this satanic star in the middle? Oh, man, it's an actual goat I'm holding. I ain't never been close to a goat in my damn life. Right? Madness. And I never came back. I ain't never went back. That was it for me. Never went back. We don't do that here as Hebrew Israelites, man. Where does it say that Hebrew Israelites are walking around damn near butt naked, man, right? With a blindfold on, man, holding on to a goat around the satanic star. Yeah, we're not going to find that. And y'all know me, Israel. I like to be truthful with my nation, bro. I don't hide nothing about me. Ain't nothing ashamed about me, man. Right? Nothing to be ashamed of. Right? Look at that, man. Look at that. That's the sign. Right? They try to indoctrinate you in school. Right? They try to tell you to take, what's that tool? They make you use that tool to make a damn circle in geometry, man. Right? Representing damn, you know what I'm saying, Freemason. Then it says, what does it say? We have created their own interpretation of the Bible. Well, how are we interpreting it? We didn't make our own interpretation, right? When Christ says in Luke 19:27, those who do not want to serve me, bring them hither so I can slay them before their feet. It is what it is. When it says that he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, it is what it is. When it says that Edomites in Obadiah 1:18 shall be no more, it is what it is. There's no different. There's no private interpretation according to in the scriptures. It's madness, man. It says, Many choose to identify as Hebrew Israelites or Black Hebrews rather than Jews in order to indicate their claimed historic connections. No, they're not the real Jews, man. They're not the real Jews, man. It's madness, man. Right? I'm not going to read this whole article because I'm getting pissed. Right? Look at this. Black Hebrew Israelites are not associated with the mainstream Jewish community. No, we're not associated with mainstream Jewish, man. What did the Most High say that we remain to be mainstream? They do not meet the standards that are used to identify people as Jewish. No. When did the Most High say cut off Mickey Mouse's ear, right? Then take that ear and put it on top of your head, right? Then take the just for me or damn S curl, right? And perm your head and then have it come down, right? Like Michael Jackson. No, we're not doing that. It says Black Hebrew Israelism. That's Esau, man. I tell you, he be coming up with these words. Black Hebrew Israelism is a non-homogeneous movement with a number of groups that have varying beliefs and practices. Right now, I'm gonna come back to this. What is homogeneous? Right? Because when I seen that word, I was like, "What are you trying to say that we?" No, right? This is why we got to encourage each other. Because look how they talk about us, man. Right? Let's get the definition of homogeneous. Right? If I'm even saying that right. Right? Let's get that definition. Bear with me. All right, let's get that definition. Homogeneous. Genius. Look at this. It says, of the same kind, alike, similar, comparable, equivalent, like, analogous, corresponding. You damn right we're similar. You know what? We are homogeneous as Israelites. Because we don't have a bunch of different denominations, man, like damn Christianity. Right? You got Baptists. I believe the Baptists, right? They believe in everything in the Bible, but quote unquote speaking in tongues, right? But their version of speaking in tongues is right? They don't believe in that, right? When that's practiced in the Pentecostal church, right? See, these other man-made religions, they're not homogeneous. They're not similar to each other. They're not comparable. They're not equivalent with the scriptures, right? So we'll take that, man. We'll take that, right? Now let's go back to the article, right? Let's go back to the article, right? Let's go back to this article. It's madness, man. It says, Black Hebrew Israelism is a non-homogeneous movement. Oh, it says non. Okay, see, I missed that part right there. Non. See that? That's why we read, y'all. You can't miss one word. So they're trying to say that we're not together. They're trying to say that we're not similar with one another. That's madness, man. We are. Right? Y'all is not similar with one another. Right? You got pastors like Geno Jennings that don't want sodomites in his church of dealing with Christianity. And then you got pastors like Joel Osteen, who is a damn sodomite, man. Right? Y'all are the non-homogeneous movement. Right? With a number of groups that have varying beliefs and practices, various sects of Black Israelism have been criticized by academics for their promotion of historical revisionism. Right? Let me go down a little bit, man. Let me go down a little bit. Let's see what else they got here. Look at this. According to the Anti-Defamation League, the ADL, right? The wicked ADL, man, right? Some, but not all, Black Hebrew Israelites are outspoken anti-Semites, right? Basically anti-Semitic and racist. Well, we are racist, right? We are racist, right? And what is this? It says racism is the belief that groups of humans possess different behavioral traits corresponding to inherited attributes and can be divided based on the superiority of one race over another. Well, last I checked in Deuteronomy 7:6, he made the Israelites that superiority, right, over all races. So that means the Lord's races. It may also mean prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against other people because they are of a different race, pretty much, right? It says that it says that it's the belief that groups of humans. Well, when has the so-called white man been known as a human? Last I checked, the derivative word of hue, right, in human means to have color, pigmentation. They don't have that. So they're not humans. They're kind of human. They're mankind, right? See, this is why this is madness, man. Right? This is how they feel about us, man. Right? This is why we need to encourage one another. Because this is not encouragement when you're looking at this. There is nothing encouraging about this, man. Right? About this, what they're talking about, the men of the Lord, man. Right? There's nothing. I think that's all I want to do. We're not going to go into this whole thing. Let me stop sharing my screen. We're not going to go into this whole thing, right? We need encouragement, right? Let's speed this up, man. Got a few more. We're going to wrap this up. All right, let me share my screen. Let's go to the book of, I think I want the book of Psalms. Let's go to the book of Psalms. One, right? Bear with me. Let's go to the book of Psalms, chapter 31. All right, let's deal with it. Right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 31. I'm going to start at verse 23, and it says, oh, love the Lord. Right, and the way you love the Lord is by keeping the commandments. All ye his saints, for the Lord preserveth the faithful and plentifully rewardeth the proud doer. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart, all ye that hope in the Lord. So it's always going back to being in good courage. That's how we're going to strengthen our heart when our heart is wicked, right? We have to constantly be in good courage, man, when we're seeing ads and damn, you know what I'm saying, and papers put out on us from the ADL, calling us Black Hebrew Israelites, right? You're not being of good courage. You're not strengthening your own heart when you're hating your own brother, when you're not looking out for your own brother, when you're not praying for your own brother, right? When you're not checking up on your own brother, man, right, to make sure that he's staying strong in this thing, even correcting your brother, man, right? And that's encouragement, man, right? Rebuking one another, that's encouragement, right? Most brothers, they're not going to see that. Most brothers act like they can't be rebuked, can't receive correction because they have a respecter of persons, right? You got a brother that can be trying to correct you, right? But you don't want to listen to that brother. But there's another brother that you got respect for says the same thing, and all of a sudden you humble down. Hey, that's wicked, man. Right? How are you going to be of good courage, man? You're not going to strengthen yourself if you're operating on that type of mindset, right? You can't strengthen another brother if you're operating like that, man. You got to apply the precepts, right? Thus said the Lord, and we got to be of good courage because we all need strength in this thing. All right, let's get the book of John, right? I want chapter 16. All right, let's go to the book of verse 30. Bear with me. Let's get the book of John, chapter 3. Actually, chapter 16, Salakia. The book of John, chapter 16, verse 33. Let's deal with it. Let's see what it says. Click on this real quick. Bear with me, y'all. It's the book of John, chapter 16, verse 33. These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world, right? So in Yahweh Shai, in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, we have peace. We're not going to have peace in this world, man, right? It says in this world, we're going to have tribulation. But even though we go through tribulation, we still have to be of good cheer. The way of being of good cheer is having that spirit like Job, right? Having that spirit like our mighty forefathers who also went through tribulation in the world. Because why? Hey, Christ overcame the world, man, right? He has overcome the world, right? He was sent as that living sacrifice, man, so that we can have forgiveness of sins, man, and not suffer the punishment of death. But if you're not going to be of good cheer, then you're not going to be able to overcome the world, which means that you don't know how to, when you're going through your tribulations, right, to rejoice in that thing, to rejoice that the Most High is chastising you, man, to rejoice that the Most High is putting you through a test, right, then you're not going to be able to overcome the world if you can't be of good cheer during those times, man. Thus said the Lord, right? I got two more I want to bring out. Look at the classic, Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. We have to be a good cheer, man, right? Yahweh Shai, to take on these burdens, man, right? Shalom, my brother ABL, man, right? Shalom, right? The Most High set up Yahweh Shai to take on these burdens for us, right? Let's go to the book of Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6, the classic, right? This is the book of Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6, and it says, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders." Right? Doesn't the government goes through certain things, right? You got to go through affliction, right? The government, we're that government, man. Right? That 1/3, the 144,000 chosen elect, right? The Most High sent Christ, right, to put us upon his shoulder. So we got to call on the name of the Lord when we're going through a time of affliction. We got to tell our brothers and encourage our brothers that in order to encourage themselves in the Lord, they got to call on the name of the Lord, because the government is given upon his shoulders, which means he can carry these burdens on his shoulders, right? And have the Most High heal us, man, right? And take care of that thing. And his name shall be called Wonderful. Key word, Counselor. Hey, we need counseling in this thing, man. You got our brothers and sisters, man. They ready to go to the so-called white man for counseling. Right? I'm about to go see Dr. Strange. I'm on my way to go see Dr. Matthews. You got nasty Dr. Matthews, man, on that wicked, nasty mic talking about paging such and such, right? Paging such and such, come in. Then you walk inside, you open them nasty 2 doors open, right? And he's kind of sitting there at a damn table with damn books all over the place, man, right? Written by Esau, right? Then you kind of walk up in there, you sit on that nasty leather couch, right? You don't seek him, then you're not going to get a good counseling session, man. Slaki, it's frozen up. Is it froze? Slaki, if it froze, bear with me, right? Slaki, y'all. Yeah, 1 second, man. All right, let's get another one. That's what this live, man. Right? Let's get one more. All right, this is a good precept too. Right? Job 32:21. "Let me not, I pray you, accept any man's persons, neither let me give flattering titles unto a man." Right? Don't be there, you know what I'm saying, having respect of the persons, man. Right? This is why if we get comfort to one another, man, we got to do it through the scriptures. Apply the scriptures. Right? Make sure that you're giving out the right comfort, man. Right? Let's get one more. Right? Right? Let's get one more. Let's go to the book of Colossians chapter 2, verse 2. Look at the book of Colossians chapter 2. Let's get the book of Colossians chapter 2, verse 2. And it says, "That their hearts might be comforted, being knit together in love." This is how we comfort each other. This is how we come together as a nation, by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Hey, last I checked in First John, let me get that real quick. Right. Last I checked, right, in First John chapter 5, verse 2, it says, by this we know that we love the children of God. Hey, we're the children of God. When we love God and keep his commandments, right? That's how that we're going to end up being comforted and be knit together in love, man, in commandments. And unto all riches of the full assurance of understanding, to the acknowledgement of the mystery of God and of the Father and of Christ, right? You're going to get that full understanding, man, if you keep the commandments. You're going to get that full comfort that you need in times of affliction if you keep the commandments. And then once you get through these afflictions, you're going to be able to acknowledge, right, the mystery of the Most High, which means you're going to have understanding on how to get through the next situation, or if that situation comes up again. You're going to have understanding how to exhort another brother, exhort another sister to get through their situations because you've gone through it, right? And you understood that you found comfort in the scriptures. You found comfort in keeping the commandments. You found comfort in loving Yahweh by Shem Mashiach Komalak Yahushai. True comfort that we need, Israel. Thus said the Lord. So it's important. We're commanded to comfort one another in this thing, right? Don't be so prideful, man. Right? I need comfort, man. Right? I need comfort. I got 6 children in this house, man. I need some comfort, right? Another brother might need comfort, man. He may be going through it, right? You got brothers that's dealing with, you know what I'm saying, with family problems, right? Family members getting sick, right? Some passing away, right? Brothers need comfort in this thing, man, right? We need to be reminded, man, that we love each other, man. Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired, right? So let's uplift one another in these last days, y'all. Through the Spirit. Let's encourage ourselves in the Lord, man. So by giving praises, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh, by Shema Mashiach Komalak Yahushai. I want to say shalom, everybody that was on the live chat, right? Shalom, Azariah, Saparium, right? T. Sellers, Mina Israel, right? My brother ABL, Ban Yasharala, Shalom. Right, Slim D, right? Joshua Brewer, my brother, you know what I'm saying, from Little Rock, man. W5 Little Rock, right? And make sure y'all link in with them, man. Right? Shalom, brother. Right? Shalom, K. Adawan. Shalom, King. Right? Shalom, brother Azaria, man. Shalom. Right? Who else we got on here, man? Shalom. I want to make sure I don't miss nobody. Ancient, new, why don't we? Right? Shalom. Eugene Miranda. Shalom. Right? And shalom to everybody else. My brother Akanal again. Shalom. Right? Nay, right? Slim D. Melodic Tunes, LLC, daughter of Zion. Right? Shalom. Feed me righteously. Right? And shalom to everybody else. Right? Arik Yahweh, Yakal Abad, and love peace. And shalom to the entire nation of Israel. Right? We need each other in this thing. Right? In order to hold each other accountable and stay strong in this thing, we need Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Right? So I'm going to end this with a huge Kwam Yasharala.